Beyond the Gates spoilers indicate the week of May 19 to 23 will offer plenty of drama as Eva Thomas' world is flipped upside down and Anita Dupree's past collides with her present. First off, let's talk about how Leslie Thomas could attempt to destroy her daughter's life. As Leslie got hauled off to the police station on the Friday, May 19 episode by Jacob Hawthorne, there's a good chance she'll lie and throw Eva under the bus for Laura Peterson's car crash. Fans know that Leslie was the one to run the girl off the road, but Catherine "Cat" Richardson seems to think that Eva may have been involved. Cat secretly taped a confession where Leslie almost implied that she was the one behind Laura's crash. While Cat accused Eva of doing it in the recording, Leslie may hop on this bandwagon and decide to tell a whopping fib to the police. Beyond the Gates spoilers suggest that as the week goes by, there will be only one person who believes in Eva, and this might either be her dad, Ted Richardson, or possibly her half-brother, Martin Richardson. Either way, she'll turn to them for support, so here's hoping they can lift her spirits. As the week goes on, fans should expect a confrontation between Eva and Leslie, and the daughter may lash out at her mom for what she's done. Either way, Eva will have a hard decision in front of her, so will she finally choose to cut her vile mom out of her life completely? In other news, Ted will also have yet another face-off with Leslie, so it sounds like he'll bite back and may even deliver a warning. If Eva has been accused of a heinous crime, Ted will work overtime to clear his daughter's name. Over to Anita, her former girl group band member from The Articulette, Tracy, will take her up on her offer and swing by Fairmont Crest for dinner. Still, will there be trouble between these two from the get-go? The BTG promo for the week of May 19 to 23 shows the two ladies catching up, but it also shows Anita issuing Tracy a warning not to flirt with Vernon Dupree. Is this all in good fun, or a real issue? It's hard to say, but added teasers do reveal the two ladies will hash things out around the betrayal that tore them apart all those years ago. The silver lining is that Anita and Tracy could clear the air, which would be the first step in reuniting the Articulettes. Across town, Ashley Morgan will deal with a broken heart. From the sounds of things, she and Derek Baldwin will have yet another fight about their living arrangements early on in the week. Still, it looks like Ashley will lean on friend Andrew Richardson in the aftermath. Unfortunately, Derek will witness Ashley and Andrew embracing, get the wrong idea, and a little fight could turn into a bona fide breakup. Speaking of Andrew, his bedmate, Danny Dupree could decide to slap a label on their fling. But will she suggest coming out and telling everyone they are boyfriend and girlfriend? With Ashley now single, Andrew may have conflicted feelings about moving forward with Danny. Elsewhere, Chelsea Hamilton will reveal exactly who she is to someone. BTG fans know that Chelsea is very fluid when it comes to relationships and has engaged in many threesomes with married couples. Still recently, she found the time she spent with the wife to be more thrilling. Who will she reveal herself to? And does she decide to let her social media followers know about this newfound revelation? Lastly, Doug McBride will have a rough week. He won't only struggle to keep his lies undercover, but he'll also have an epiphany about his wife, Vanessa McBride, and her growing connection with Joey Armstrong. Beyond the Gates spoilers suggest that Joey and Vanessa will be very close to crossing a line between those sheets. So could Doug catch them in the act during the week of May 19 to 23? Next week on Beyond the Gates, Leslie's games are just getting started. Plus, Anita faces her past, and Derek and Ashley's relationship could finally be over. Vanessa and Joey appear to be getting sloppy at hiding their relationship, as only last week, Danny caught them flirting at the Uptown. Next week, they're flirting in public again, with Vanessa teasing, "What can I say when I'm good? I'm great." Joey answers, "And when you're bad, you're better." She tells him, "You tell me." Joey declares, "Bad is definitely better." That's when her husband walks in. This is not that long after Joey told Doug to use Vanessa's family money to repay his debts. Will Dub finally get wise to his wife and Joey's games? Vernon pushed Anita to reunite with the Articulates, and though she initially declined, she quickly realized it could be healing for all of them. Unfortunately, when she reached out to one of the former members, Sharon, she was met with a phone being slammed down in her ear. Well, as much as you can slam a phone down these days. Coming up, one former band member, Tracy, appears open to a reunion. Anita and Vernon have tea with her as Anita says, "Don't you remember the first rule of being an Articulate? You don't flirt with your sister's man." Vernon asks if he has any say in this. They echo in unison, no. Moving in together hasn't sparked much romance between Ashley and Durek, who feel more like roommates than lovers. That could all be about to change. At home, Ashley turns to Ander and thanks him for his support and tells him that he's a good friend. Friend? Ander's been chasing her for months. They embrace as Durek listens at the door and is about to turn the knob. What will he walk in on? And how could this impact Ander and Danny's ongoing romance? Finally, last week, while she was busy framing her daughter for running down Laura, Leslie also let Ted know that she was still in love with him. Coming up, Leslie opens her door to Ted, greeting him with, "Teddy boy, what took you so long?" Just what is Ted doing? Be sure to read the Beyond the Gates spoilers to find out what choice Eva is forced to make, and what Nickel, Ted, and Kat have to face. Hey, everyone! Welcome back to Glimmer Line, your go-to for all the latest spoilers, gossip, and TV buzz. I'm Selena, and today we're spilling the tea on everything you've missed. Let's dive right in. Our hearts are still bruised from the Beyond the Gates scene in which Leslie kicked out daughter Eva for having tried to thwart her revenge plot. Amber Michelle was spectacularly raw and vulnerable. Trisha Mangrant, not just cold but venomous. But there was even more at play than the brutal words that were scripted and the stunning way that the lines were delivered. We'll let Michelle explain. "Not only am I sharing this clip because it's one of my favorite scenes," she wrote on social media, "but because of what made it special. Trisha wasn't scripted to hand me the box of Eva's belongings, and it wasn't written for me to walk out. But in the moment, we felt it, we trusted each other, and created something beyond the page. That's the beauty of collaboration," she continued, "and listening to that inner creative voice, in addition to impeccable writing." In response, Mangrant admitted, "This is one of those moments I could not stand my own character." She then addressed Michelle directly. "Baby girl, working with you is an absolute dream. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. You are an amazing actress. You're solid in your work, especially at your age. Keep soaring," she added, "because what God has in store for you is beyond your wildest dreams." We begin another Friday of Beyond the Gates with an unexpected sight. Danny and Pamela walking into Joey's casino. Their mission is twofold: earn a little seed money for their budding modeling agency, while also scouting for potential talent. Lest you doubt their ability to multitask, Danny greets their dealer by telling him how hot he is. "Play your cards right, and we'll have you half naked in an international fashion magazine in no time," she says. Heck, Danny can't even grab a few drinks from the bar without admiring the bartender's exquisite cheekbones. And as the drinks keep flowing, Danny and Pamela begin to daydream about where to grow their new business. Europe, perhaps? Meanwhile, Ted pays another visit to Leslie. But unlike their last chat, he isn't telling her to stay away. He's inviting her to an impromptu birthday lunch for Eva. You'd think Leslie would jump at any chance to spend more time with her precious Teddy, but she's still too angry with Eva to cut a slice of cake. Who says monsters are only in fairy tales? Ted asks, leading to an argument about why she lied to him for so many years about Eva's existence. Leslie counters by saying that she only lied to him once, while he has told countless lies to many people. "Next to you, baby, I am squeaky clean," she says. The one thing Leslie won't tolerate, however, are Ted's accusations that she doesn't love her daughter. "I love her so much, it hurts," Leslie says. She's a reminder of the love I lost, the life I would have had. Or is it the life she still can have? Placing her hand on Ted's, she says it's finally time for him to do right by her and Eva. At Garland Memorial, Doug diagnoses June with a severe case of pneumonia, one which will apparently require a bypass surgery. With one of Doug's hands still out of commission, June is put in the capable care of Dr. Wilkes. Kat arrives at the hospital in a flurry, interrupting Naomi and Jacob's conversation to share her recording of Leslie accusing Eva of running Laura off the road. Jacob admits that Leslie's words are damning, but it'll take more than that to shut this case. Still, he thanks her for the recording and agrees to pursue the matter further. By the time Kat leaves, June's surgery is already finished, and it's a success. Heck, June is feeling so good, she's already cracking jokes about making Doug her new boyfriend, though Naomi is more focused on getting her decent housing. Jacob excuses himself from the hospital on a work-related matter, dropping by Leslie's to let her know she needs to come down to the station for questioning. Anita walks in on Vernon, vibing out to an old Articulate song, proving he's still determined for her to get the band back together. Enough nudging, she tells him. I will do what I want in my own time. She's still interested in doing a one-night-only reunion, assuming the ladies will actually start taking her phone calls, of course. Their chat is interrupted by a visit from Bill, who claims he's just dropping off papers regarding the sale of his and Danny's beach property. Vernon and Anita suspect that Bill may be there for another reason, but he denies any ulterior motives, politely leaving at Anita's behest. With Bill out of the house, the conversation turns back to reuniting the Articulates, with Vernon surprised to hear that Sharon recently denied Anita's phone call. Vernon encourages Anita to try calling Tracy instead, using her strong foundation of faith. Tracy might be more willing to reunite if she thinks they'll be making a joyful noise. When Vernon later walks in on Anita crying, he assumes Tracy shot her down, but they're apparently tears of joy. Tracy has agreed to come over for dinner, where Anita plans to surprise her about a potential reunion. Is that the best approach? We'll find out. Over at Orphagenes, Vanessa is approached by a handsome young man named Cody, who wants more of what she recently gave him. He especially likes what she apparently did with his foot. If you can't follow instructions, we can't do things anymore, she tells him sternly. Follow me again, we're history. He replies with a puppy dog-esque, yes ma'am, and she tells him, you'll hear from me, or not. Vanessa's next stop is to Nichols, where her pal drops a bombshell on her, Nicole thinking about selling the house. With Ted gone, she wants something new, but Vanessa isn't willing to handle the listing, at least not yet. Selling the house might feel like a quick fix, but Vanessa says she should take some time to consider it. If she still wants to sell in a year, she'll happily make them both a mint. Concerned about his husband, Smitty puts on his investigative journalist hat, making multiple stops around town to inquire about Martin's secret. His first visit is to Nicole, who says it's perfectly understandable that Martin would cancel his presidential campaign to focus on his family. That is, until he mentions the nightmares Martin has been having, which she finds concerning. Smitty then arranges to meet Bill at Orphagenes, where he asks what Bill meant when he said it was important for him and Martin to remain on the same team. Bill tries to play it off, suggesting that he was probably just stressing the importance of family. When Smitty asks if there's something related to Martin that he doesn't want the public to know about, Bill tells him to ask his husband, because everyone in this family is so honest about their secrets. After overseeing June's surgery, Doug heads to the casino, where Joey welcomes him with another friendly greeting. Either you have the money you owe me, or you have a death wish. Doug says he can start paying off his debts now that he's back to performing surgeries, but Joey says he'll be 80 by the time he makes enough. At this point, Joey says Doug only has one way out. Either you call your wife, or I will. Watching from the other side of the room, Danny is curious about the topic of Joey and Doug's tense conversation, while Pamela is more interested in Joey's Instagram account. Beyond the Gates spoilers indicate that Ashley Morgan and Derek Baldwin have recently moved in together and are having trouble cohabitating. Neither of them has ever lived with someone of the opposite sex, and it has been taking some getting used to. They have had disagreements about furniture and rules of the house. This sure could cause some obstacles in Derek and Ashley's relationship, and Andrew Richardson, who has fallen for Ashley and made it no secret, could push the scales in his favor now that Derek and Ashley are having some difficulties after moving in together. Living together can prove to be a challenge for any couple, and there would be no exception for Ashley and Derek. They will continue to fight obstacles that couples face when living together. Derek's habits annoy Ashley, and vice versa. Compromises need to be made in order for cohabitation to work. Ashley seems set in her ways and may not be willing to do so. Derek would try to negotiate peace, but it would be hard because of how obsessive-compulsive Ashley seems to be. Recently, Ashley and Derek recognized that the night before was the first time they did not get intimate. Living together can cause a damper on a couple's sex life at times, and Ashley and Derek may have to accept that. They could soon find that they are having sex less often. Both of them could grow frustrated with that development, though, and could set the stage for Andrew to make his move and grow closer to Ashley. Andrew could become Ashley's sounding board, and they could continue to grow closer. Andrew has already expressed his interest in Ashley, and this could be a bad idea on Ashley's part. Andrew would take advantage of this situation, and this would bond Ashley closer to him in more ways than one. It would definitely become a detriment in Ashley's relationship with Derek, knowing that Ashley is vulnerable and upset by the growing distance between her and Derek. Andrew would take this opportunity to seduce Ashley. It is no secret that there are underlying feelings between these two, and it could explode in the bedroom between the two of them. Andrew and Ashley would have to deal with their feelings once they finally give in to temptation, and Ashley may have to rethink her relationship with Derek. What do you think? Do you think that Ashley and Derek will continue to grow apart living together? Will Andrew seduce a vulnerable Ashley? Will Ashley and Derek end their relationship? Keep watching Beyond the Gates, weekdays on CBS, to find out what's next. The Beyond the Gates What to Watch moments for Monday, May 19, show Doug spiraling as Leslie perseveres. Meanwhile, Ashley and Derek have finally reached their breaking point in their relationship. First, let's get to Doug. Thanks to his gambling addiction, he's been on a downward spiral. He found himself in dire straits, and it's impacting his work as a surgeon. He's struggling to cover his lies. Before he knows it, they will eventually catch up with everything. Doug will attempt to sweep his lies under the rug, but they will eventually destroy everything in his life. Meanwhile, Leslie is feeling at the top of her game. Her plan to take down the Richards and the Duprees worked to her advantage. She's pleased with herself. However, that's not going to stop others from trying to get their revenge. Kat is already trying to take her down. In the meantime, Leslie wants to frame Eva for Laura's suspicious car accident, and she's not going down without a fight. What will Eva do next? Will she finally take Leslie down? Ashley and Derek are finding themselves at odds with each other these days. Ever since they moved into their new apartment, they've been fighting more. Even the littlest things tick them off. Ashley blew up when she saw Derek drinking orange juice out of the carton. Obviously, there's something more going on than improper drinking. The golden couple will finally reach their breaking point. Will they finally get the clue they need to move on? Or will they scramble to keep their picture-perfect world intact? We can't see Derek giving up so easily. Meanwhile, Danny is drawing some important lines in her life. She wants sex, and something more. Danny wants to find a new love, baby. But is Andrew willing to provide her with that something more? After all, he's a ladies' man who has a crush on Ashley. Something tells us these relationships are about to get messier.